Hello and welcome all. Now, again, we'll be continuing with kinematics, but first of all, we'll be discussing the test yourself problems that I had given in the previous video. So, the problems, it will help you solve some more problems that you will be doing in kinematics. So, the first answer to the test yourself question that I had given in the previous video, what are the things that were given? A vehicle was traveling, a car or something was traveling at 30 kilometers per hour for 15 minutes, and then at 40 kilometers per hour for 30 minutes, and then finally at 60 kilometers per hour uh, for 45 minutes. So the total time we have it, that is adds up to 1.5 hours. The question was given. Actually, as per the question, it was given rest of the time. The rest of the time out of the 1.5 hours, first 15 minutes, then 30 minutes for half an hour, and the rest of the time obviously is 45 minutes. So that total comes up to 1.5 hours. So understand the question first. So the total time has been given, but what about the total distance? The total distance hasn't been given. What is the total distance then? Now we'll be calculating the total distance first. Okay, so 30 kilometer per hour for 15 minutes, right? So 15 minutes is equal to how many hours, first of all? Now we need to convert this to hours because the question, there is the speed is in kilometers per hour. So the distance is in kilometers, so the time has to be in hours. Okay, so that is why 15 minutes has to be converted to hours. Okay, so how do we convert that? It's easy, 60 minutes make 1 hour, so 1 minute will make 1 by 60 hours, and therefore we have 15 minutes, which makes obviously 15 by 60 hours. Okay, we leave it like that, 15 by 60 hours. So 15 by 60 hours is the time, and we have the speed, that is 30 kilometer per hour. By formula for distance, we have it to be equal to speed multiplied with time, that is v into t, which is equal to, in this case, it is coming out to be 30 times of 15 by 60, 30 multiplied with 15 by 60, which gives me 15 by 2, and that is the distance, so that is in kilometers. So 15 by 2 kilometers. Make sure the time is converted into hours, okay, or else you won't be getting the kilometers. Now in the next part, 40 kilometers per hour for 30 minutes, right? So again the same thing, distance is equal to speed multiplied with time. So 30 minutes means 30 by 60 hours, so that gives me 40 multiplied with 30 by 60, which is equal to 20 kilometers. And again the next part, 60 kilometers per hour for the rest of the time, that is 45 minutes, and that gives me to be equal to 45 kilometers. So you have the total distance now, 15 by 2 plus 20 plus 45 that we have obtained. Okay, total in kilometers. So taking the LCM to be 2, so 15 plus 40 plus 90, and the total time is 1.5 hours, and 1.5 hours means 3 by 2 hours. So the average speed as per the formula is equal to total distance by total time. So the total distance here is equal to how much? So the total distance is, you add up to 15 plus 40 plus 90 is 145 by 2 divided by 3 by 2. So the 2 and 2 gets cancelled out, so we are left with 145 by 3 kilometers per hour, or we can take it to decimal part, that is 48.33 up to 2 decimals, 48.33 kilometers per hour. That is your answer for the first question. Now we move over to the second question of test yourself. The second question, the facts that have been given is that a biker, okay, he rides at 60 kilometers per hour for 4 kilometers, 45 kilometer per hour for 15 kilometers, and then 60 kilometer per hour for 6 kilometers, right? So here the total distance has been given, and what is it? That is 4 plus 15 plus 6, that adds up to 25 kilometers, but the time hasn't been given. So what is the total time? As we know, again the time is equal to distance by speed. So for the first case, we have time suppose equal to t1 is equal to distance by speed, that is 4 by 60, Again, the second case, distance by speed, we get 15 by 45, and then for the third it's 6 by 60. So we have all the time t1, t2 and t3 right there. Okay, so the total time can be calculated now, adding all the three times, that is t1 plus t2 plus t3, that is equal to 4 by 60 plus 15 by 45 plus 6 by 60. And as you can see, the LCM comes out to be 180. So at the top we have 12 plus 60 plus 18, that adds up to 90. So it is equal to half an hour. Okay, 1 by 2 hours. So the total distance is obtained and the total time here is half an hour. So what is the average speed now? So the average speed here is equal to total distance, that is 25 kilometers, divided by half an hour. So kilometer per hour, that is equal to 50 kilometer per hour. So this is the way we approach such problems. Now, how do you read in your mind the questions so that you can solve them easily? Consider the first question. Okay, 30 kilometer per hour for 15 minutes, the first part of the first question. So 30 kilometer per hour means it can go for 30 kilometers in 1 hour, and 15 minutes is how much? It's 1/4 of an hour. Okay, so 30 kilometers in 1 hour, so in 1/4 of an hour. Okay, what must be the distance? 30 kilometer, it's taking 1 hour, so 1/4 of an hour, he will obviously go 1/4 of the distance, that is equal to 30 by 4 kilometers. And again, similarly, you can consider the first part of the second question. We are discussing how to read the questions. Okay, so 60 kilometers per hour in it's going 4 kilometers. So 60 kilometer, it can travel in 1 hour. So 1 kilometer, it will take 1 by 60 hours. So 4 kilometers, it will obviously take 4 by 60 hours. So it's always important to read the questions correctly and understand for solving the problems. You have to read it correctly, and then you can understand it better way for solving. So that's all for today. In the next class, we'll be discussing about some problems related to acceleration and furthermore into instantaneous speed and instantaneous velocity or instantaneous acceleration. Till then, thank you.